times. It's what he says. You're talking about performance businesses with competitive performance-based people, football, right? Well, we're in a performance business too because we're in a commission business, right? So we're paid on performance as well. And so when you focus on the outcome, it's easy to get down. If you only focus on your yards, how many catches you make in a football game, how many yards you gain, how many touchdowns you score, if that's all you focus on, there's going to be a lot of games you don't want to play ever again because you didn't get any passes to you and you didn't catch any balls and you didn't score any touchdowns. You're like, man, why am I doing this? Why am I doing all this? And but if you focus on the process and just being the best player you can be on every play, you'll get your touchdowns, you'll get your catches, and sometimes you're going to make a block, and sometimes you're going to just be the right attitude for the quarterback. Sometimes you're going to be a decoy. Everyone plays a role, but the performance-based life, focusing on the process, not the outcome. In my wife's next door, she's preparing literally in the office next door for a program she does called the God Sprinkles Experience. And she'll say over and over, it's an audience of one. It doesn't matter how many people I do it in front of, there's an audience of one. It's a Christian thing. So for her audience of one, it's her savior, Jesus, right? That's who the audience is that she's speaking for. And so she's focusing on the process of just being a witness to her savior, right? And that's the audience. Now she may do it in front of 600 people, 1,000 people, 20 people, 5,000 people. You can't focus on the outcome of all 5,000 people there, or 500 people, or 50 people, because you can't please everybody. All you can do is go be your best. If you got to score a touchdown or get a yes every time you talk to a client, you're going to not be able to do this business. If everybody who gets approved has to take the money, or you don't like it, you're not going to be able to do this business because not everybody's going to take the money, even when they're approved, right? So in a performance-based world, whether you're a business owner, the only time it's not performance-based is if it's government money. The government money you get just because, you need it and you're at an age where you either get it or you've got kids, so you get it, or you're in the social assistance, so you get it, or maybe you've got injuries and stuff, Social Security, and there's certain things that, there's no other way to get money for some people, right? Because of certain things they've gone through or handicaps they may have, etc. Um, but everything else is performance based. Even a job, if you don't show up to work, they're going to fire you. In our business, we got to do our thing to help clients. And in the end, we only get paid when a client takes money or a client in our team takes money, right? So this is common sense, I know, but performance, then it can start to weigh on you if at the end of the week you go, I didn't get any clients this week. I didn't score a touchdown this week. Why am I playing football? Right? But if you focus on the process every day, you say, I got to learn how to run my route a little bit better. I got to show up to practice. I got to be there on time. I got to watch the films. I got to pay attention to what the coaches say. I got to do what the coaches say. I don't want to have an attitude toward what the coaches say. I don't want to have an attitude in my locker room. I want to be a great team player. I'm going to bring energy. I'm going to encourage. I'm going to pat people. When McGuire does a great thing, I'm going to say, great job, McGuire. When Nick does a great thing, great job, Nick. When Matt does a great job, Matt. Whoever, you're giving some applause, give a little hand clap, give a little encouragement because they're out there on the field, right? They're not in the stands just wearing the jersey. They're actually wearing the jersey and on the field doing what it takes and taking some bumps and even getting complaints. They'll get a private message. I think you could have done this or that. We get people like that sometimes. I'll get messages on what I could have done better, how I could have done things. And you know what? I've got an audience of one, and I'm not trying to make anyone upset. I'm not trying, but I'm focused on the process. I've got a business and a product that I think is amazing, and I focus on just continuing to share it. And if we have a good week or a bad week, it doesn't affect that I believe in our product, right? So what we have to do when I am down, I got to focus on the process, like Nick said. So great stuff, Nick. Hopefully you're all doing that already and not focused on the outcome. Some of you, I get it. You're in a position, you're like, but I need to make money now. And all I can say is, if you need to make money now, I wouldn't tell you to be a real estate agent. because you won't make now money. You might, but you shouldn't expect it. You should do it part-time until you have enough clientele and you're doing enough where you can do it full-time. Otherwise, it can be really hard financially to be a real estate agent. Well, guess what? Being a DAC broker is the same thing. Until you have enough people who know about you, until you're doing enough prospecting and relationship building, until you have enough clientele, you shouldn't expect to get a funding this week. You can do all the right process this week and not get a funding and do everything right, but you didn't get any touchdowns. That's okay. Next week, you might get 3, right? You just never know. So you got to do the process. The process will take care of the outcome. So great stuff, Nick. I know you just said all that and summarized it, but I think there's a lot of people who have a mentality not of a business owner. We had someone give us a 2-star review on Trustpilot, a broker. Certified broker gave us a 2-star review because they said I approached 150 people and I didn't get any fundings. I didn't make any commission. And so this is not a viable business. And of course I wrote, it's a broker. I wrote, hey, sorry for your results. I don't know if whoever we said that you will get clients no matter what. This is a results-based business, and I'm sorry you didn't get the results, but you didn't reach out for support. We didn't, what are you saying? Maybe we can help with what you're saying, but you may have to talk to 1,000 clients before you get one, but you might get 70 of them the next week from those same 1,000. Because do they need funding right now? I could talk to 1,000 people about buying or selling a home right now as a real estate agent. Doesn't mean I'll get one client because none of them want to buy right now. None of them want to sell right now. But next year, I might get 50 of them to call me, say, hey, you're a real estate agent. I'm ready to sell now. I'm ready to buy. This is a business that takes time, performance based. So the attitude of a lot of brokers is not our top brokers, but a lot of the brokers is employee mentality. If I work this for a week, I'm going to make money this week. I can't promise you that. I can't promise you that. It's possible. We've had people make 18 grand their first week. But if I told you should expect that, you should put me away. You should put me in the loony bin because that's the best someone's done, right? So don't expect, but focus on the process, and the process eventually will create the results for you, right? So got some broker updates for you today. I didn't mean to talk about all that, but Nick, you got me going, buddy, as I subscribe to that as well. There's no question. Okay, first of all, January funding special, it's coming to a close. It's coming to a close in another week. So got to get those apps in. What I would ask you is, number one, what business owners haven't you approached yet? Approach them. Number two, what friends who work out at a gym have you not told yet about this? Because here's something you could do. Everyone you know who works out at a gym a lot, just let them know that you have a funding special and ask them, would you be so kind to tell your gym owner about it? Would you be so kind to pass on my information to them? Would you be so kind to let them know? Because unfortunately, 9 out of 10 businesses can't get approved at their bank, and he may want to grow, she may want to grow or expand and doesn't know that she can. And we've got a funding special right now for gyms. So would you be so kind next time you go work out to just maybe send a little note, tell the owner about me, just say you got a guy, right? And tell him what I do. So ask for a referral. Do that this weekend. Any business owner you have not approached, approach them. And also notify anyone you know who works out regularly ask them for a referral. Tell them to mention it, or ask them for the owner's name and say, can I call him and let him know you gave me your name? Marcy, do you mind if I call Lisa, tell her you work out there and you told me about it? No, not at all. I've got a gym that we're meeting. We were supposed to meet this week. He said he punted till next week. My daughter worked there years ago. So I reached out and said, you don't know me directly. My daughter used to work there in the daycare. And so I'm just reaching out because we have a funding. He said, absolutely, I want to talk. And he keeps punting. I said, only have till the end of the month. He said, we'll meet next week. Promise we'll meet next week. So we'll see if we will or not. I don't know. But that was a referral, friend of someone my daughter worked for. So it's a time to reach out. Funding specials coming to a close. The contest, national championship contest. Who's going to win the national championship? And by the way, I'm going to the whiteboard in a minute. That's why I'm here, and that's why it's blurred. Who's going to win the national championship? Now, next Friday on this call, We're going to be going over the rules. We're going to be going over the gamification of it, what we're doing. It's going to be fun. But I want you to know, we've been tracking since the 15th. This is what we're looking at. Every time you recruit and enroll a new broker, you're going to get points. Personal enroll. Every time you have one of those people become certified, you get a lot more points. Certifications are going to be the key. So if you've recruited 10 people this week, none of them are certified, and I recruit a couple and got them certified, I blew by you. Certification matters more than numbers of recruits. So there's a multiple of points you get when they're certified. So you don't want to just have brokers signing up. You want certified brokers signing up, right? And obviously you want to help clients. In the end, certified brokers will help more clients than non-certified. That's why it's so important. So brokers, since the 15th, we've been tracking. Certified brokers been tracking. Are you tracking? Okay. So you want to, that's number one is brokers. Number two is certified brokers. Number three, applications, completed funding applications, not app started, completed funding applications will be points. And then funding, you'll get a percentage of the bonus revenue in points. So, or you're going to get something aligned toward the larger the funding, the more points. We'll just say that. Don't want to go into the details yet. Okay. So again, applications, number one. Number two, you have certified brokers. Sorry, brokers, number one. Certified brokers, number two. Applications, funding applications, right? A bigger funding application, more points. So the way to become the national champ is do the most funding. That can help. But if you don't do the most funding, you can still get there by having a bunch of certified brokers, right? Or a bunch of brokers or a bunch of applications. So we're going to give you multiple ways to track. Now, why are we doing this? Well, number one, gamification's fun. Number two, recognitions and contests and incentives are fun. We're going to have some prizes and stuff for it. But number three, it's because this is the activity you should be focused on. So we're incentivizing the activity that helps grow your asset called your business. You have a business, it's an asset, it's called your DAC brokerage. It's an agency or you're a self-employed broker. I don't know, that's up to you. That's your asset. As you get more customers, more applications, the odds of them producing revenue goes up, and the odds of them getting a renewal goes way up. And then last week, our renewal revenue like blew away our new revenue, right? And it's like residual. It's people just keep coming back. And so as you get clients, you're adding on. It's like having a rental property with someone who signs a lease. You know, you got revenue for a year. And then next year, if they re-sign, you got another year, right? As long as they don't default. Well, it's the same thing with this. You get a client, many of them are going to get over and over and over again funding. And you get paid every time, right? So you're building the assets. So we want you talking to clients. We're going to reward that activity most because revenue is what matters. But you know what else matters? Certified brokers. Certified brokers lead to other certified brokers and other certified brokers and other certified brokers. And you know, I did a call with a client who there's a gentleman named Jim who is enrolled by a gentleman named Tom. I enrolled Tom. Tom enrolled Jim. Jim had me on the phone with a client last night who wants to get 300 grand and is eligible for it and is applying. That broker Tom led to Jim, led to the client, right? So there's a value in brokers because we don't have that client without Jim, and we don't have Jim without Tom, and we don't have Tom without me, right? So that certified brokers is how you build your network of brokerage, and your agency is where you start having impact beyond just your self-employed efforts. I did not talk to that. I actually did talk to the client, but I didn't originate the conversation. Jim did. And I didn't recruit Jim. Tom did. And you didn't recruit Tom. I did. Right. So all these things, how do we have tens of thousands of clients? I didn't get them all myself. We built a network. I referred a few. So we've got an agency. How does Keller Williams sell so many homes? Because Mr. Keller and Mrs. Williams, I don't know their real names. No, absolutely not. But they wouldn't have all those agents if Keller and Williams, whoever they are, didn't decide to start a pay plan that said you can make money selling homes and you can also build an agency. Or Century 21 or Real Estate One, right? Same thing you have. You literally could have 1,000 brokers in your agency and get paid off all the fundings in their team, or one broker or none. So we want you to be in phase one. There's 4 phases in the business. One is total personal efforts of personal production. New customers, new brokers, new customers, new brokers. That's phase one. Phase two, managing your new recruits. Okay. Helping your new recruits. Phase three, overseeing your manager. And phase four, overseeing your overseers. Now, I will tell you, phase one and two are the only phases you should be in. Phase three, you never need to get into, but some people do. Phase four, you never need to get into. Those are modes of sitting on our tails and not really generating any revenue. Phase one, personal efforts, you're getting after it. Phase two, helping your new recruits. You never leave phase one, but you got to do phase two as well, supporting your team. Phase three, overseeing your managers. No, just be a good manager. They'll learn how to be a good manager. And by watching your efforts and doing it, you don't need to sit around and read reports for 30 hours a week and email a bunch of people and go, what'd you do? 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 Hey, what'd you do? That's not it. I'm in phase one. I've done 4 meetings with new brokers this week, personal brokers sit down. I'm in phase one while I'm in corporate mode. And I went to the chamber and I'm working on my social, right? I'm in phase one. And you all need to be in phase one too. There's no one above phase one on this call. If you are, what you don't realize is you're setting the pace for your team to not be in phase one. They follow their leader. And then you know what they're going to do? Nothing. And you're going to override not a lot. You're going to go, I got 100 brokers. No one's getting any fundings. Well, how many clients are you talking to yourself? What kind of example are you setting? Right. So um, be in phase one. And that's who's going to win this contest. The person who has the most phase one success. New brokers, new certified brokers, new applications, new fundings. And we got a little twist you're going to learn about next Friday. We're not telling anyone about it until Friday. So coming out to the contest. Um, Local leader, local leader journey is starting next week. Make sure if you're not already in the local leader, you get in that. First Tuesday of every month now, we're doing the broker overview. It's going to be our monthly meeting. So the first Tuesday, which is not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, 10 days from now, we're going to be doing a broker overview and having some of the leaders get on and chat as well as some different stories. It's going to be a mini training, some announcements for the month, specials for the month, etc. So first Tuesday of every month, lock it in, 8 o'clock Eastern. Just lock it in on your calendar. The huddles have been spectacular. But I'm going to ask all of you guys to increase your promotion of the huddles. Increase your promotion of the huddles to your team. And if there's anything in the huddles that you say, hey, I'd love if you did this or that, please email McGuire at davidallencapital.com. It's Maguire, McGuire. Maguire, McGuire at davidallencapital.com. And let them know what you'd love to see. If there's something in the huddles that are striking you, I just love this part. I love this part. And I'd really love if you guys did a little more of this or a little less of that. Or, we're always, this is a new thing. We've been doing it a couple months. And just so you know our recipe, we start out with our beliefs about our funding in the industry and where we fit in the marketplace. We subscribe to share what we believe. You'll attract people who believe what we believe. And when you believe, you want to share about it. So you don't have to be convinced. You're not manipulating for money. You're not selling the product to make money. You're sharing it because you believe business owners are cool and rock stars and brave, and they got ideas, and it's costing them a lot of money that they can't implement those ideas because they don't have the money and they can't get the money from the bank. So you want to help them. And it hurt. I was talking to Steve. I don't know if Steve's on right now. Steve has a client who's seasonal, and they didn't do any revenue in December or January, like 3,000 something, but they'll do, 700,000 this year, but they didn't do any December and January. We can't help them. They're seasonal to the point where they have so little revenue. We can't get them approved right now. That hurts my heart, hurts Steve's heart. You're talking to the guy, you want to help the business owner. You know what he's going through, right? He's going through the dry part of the season. You want to get him money, and we can't. That hurts. When it hurts, our hearts are in the right place. We know our hearts are in the right place. So Steve, if you're on, I'm glad it hurts a little. That means you really care about the business owner. It hurts me too. Believe me, that's why I made calls to see, is there anything else we can do? Is there something else? And there's, unfortunately, until he's, the last 3 months, he can't have revenue below our thresholds, and he does. So, but it hurts, right? Because we care. We care. I'm thinking last night, how can I help that business owner? What can I do? Right? So because we really want to support these guys and gals are amazing, right? And they're getting after it. They're doing things. Talk about employee mentality. They have to make sure the employees who work for them get paid, even though there's no guarantee they've got revenue coming in this week. Some of them start over every day. Okay. Um, so our recipe is we lead with our beliefs, then we do the funding story, and then we have the prompt of the day, followed by a play of the day. But there's a prompt and a little lesson why that prompt matters, right? So that's kind of our ingredients, all under 8 minutes. And then you guys open for 5 or 6 prior, and we talk for 5 to 10 after with testimonials. So that's our recipe. If you got some thoughts about what you would do differently if you were running the thing, let us know. And if you're someone who says, "Hey, I'm being a good example. I'd love to be one of the quarterbacks," let us know. Tom Brady was fourth string at Michigan, fourth string at Michigan, fourth string at Michigan. Wasn't guaranteed anything. His senior year, finally, he was told he's going to be the starter. And then he found out the second week, sorry, we got this guy named Drew Henson, and he's an all pro, all this, that, and the other. So you're going to share time with him now, your 5th year. What? I finally earned this, and I got to battle for it. But he shared what he believed, and he outproduced on the field. If you're productive, we want you playing quarterback, right? So we don't want someone who just wants to be a trainer and isn't getting clients, isn't even trying to get clients, isn't. No, if you're not going to be an example, you shouldn't be being the example, right? But when you're living in phase one, man, we want you playing quarterback. We'd love to see many of you. All right. I'm going to go to the whiteboard here. I've got a little lesson and we're going to go to your questions. End of the month is coming. Why does that matter? If you haven't watched the pay plan videos already, I want you to watch them. Okay. Write this down. If you're not certified right now, if you're not yet certified, and we've got about 5,000 brokers, I'm going from memory here, who are active but not certified. That means they get paid 10% of the bonus revenue instead of 40 because they're not certified. Now, some of them are brand new. We've had a couple hundred people join our business in the last couple weeks. So we're going to have, I think we've had 300 something join in the last 2 weeks. And of that, about 100 have gotten certified, about 25% have already gotten certified. So maybe it's 400 have joined and 100 have gotten certified of the new ones. Again, I'm going from memory. It doesn't matter. The numbers don't matter. What matters is there's a lot that aren't. Some of you aren't certified. Get certified for 3 reasons, real quick. One, you do it by the end of the month, by the way, and I'm going to tell you why. You got to do it by the end of the month. It could cost you. But number one, because you need to know the standards. You need to know where your links are and how to share everything and what the standards are, how to talk to clients, what the funnel works like, how's everything. So you need to understand the rules, compliance. So get certified. Take you 3 hours. That's it. Do it this weekend if you're not already done. So number one, get certified. Number two, the reason you want to be certified is it sets a standard. Number two, it makes you more professional. You can post it on your social posts. So it helps you on the social media world, go social. It's like you launch your business. I'm now a certified broker. You have that certificate, put it on your social page, show everyone you're a certified broker with David Allen Capital. That's how you get referrals. They see, wow, he or she's being a professional about this, not just something they joined. They actually became a certified broker. Wow, they're taking this seriously. Wow. So get certified, publish it on your social page. That's the second reason, is because it's social proof and it's some third party endorsement of you from us, right? Number three reason is you get paid more. You get 4 times as much money, right? So you get 40% instead of 10. And number four reason is you don't get paid on your level one brokers unless you're certified. You don't get, if I'm on level one to you, I'll give you an example. I told you the story about Jim put me on with a client last night who's applying. He'll get the 300,000. He's already knows the pricing. He already, not that I gave him the range and I went all the way up to the highest point, and he's eligible for 300 based on his sales. We haven't done background check, but based on everything I know about him, and he'll get the 300,000. He could probably get 6 or 7 or 800,000. He'll get the 300,000. Jim is certified, so Jim will make the 40% of the bonus revenue. Now, Tom, who's Jim's enroller, if he's not certified, he's not getting the 4%. If you're not certified and I'm on your first level, I'm going to go to the whiteboard in a minute. You don't make 4% of my clients, and you got to be certified by the end of the month. We pay it out on the 15th. So the level one, the enroller bonus, will be paid out on the 15th of next month to anyone. We then look at the end of the month and say, was the enroller, not the broker? The broker gets paid based on when it funds. If they're only a referral partner, they're only getting 10%. If they're certified, they're getting 40. You got to get certified because you may get a client apply tonight and get funding tomorrow. And you're like, what? I didn't know you guys funded them in 2 hours and I wasn't certified. Well, get certified. Why aren't you certified? Right? It takes 3 hours. So get certified because you never know when someone's going to apply at your site and go, I'm doing it and I'm funded. And you're like, holy crap, it happened less than a day. Like they said, it does sometimes. And I wasn't certified. So get yourself certified so you don't miss out on the 40% minimum, right? But also your level one, you don't get, you automatically get 4% of bonus revenue on your level one as long as you're certified by the end of the month. So on the 15th of the month, 15th of February, we're going to be paying on all the January fundings on your first level. And if you're not certified, you don't get that 4%. So on a $300,000 funding, let's just say it's $20,000 bonus revenue. 4% of 20,000 is what? $800. That first level would miss out on because they weren't certified? Come on, that's a crime. Yet we've got 4,000 plus brokers who aren't certified. And I'm saying four because I don't know the exact number. I think it's over five, but I know I said earlier a number. So it's over 4,000 aren't certified. And yet a lot of them have level one brokers who might get a funding next week. Do you know how many times on the 15th of the month the enroller doesn't make the 4% because they didn't become certified? That's all they got to do. And we don't pay the 4% out. I don't want, just like I want that client to get approved for their funding, I want them to be eligible, but there's requirements and I want them to get the money, but they got to qualify. Well, guess what? I want you to get the 4%. That's why I'm telling you about it right now. The company would make money if I make more if I never mentioned it. Go, cool, we didn't have to pay that 4% out because that doesn't roll up to anyone. It's not an override spread that gets paid out no matter what. It's paid to the enroller or it's not paid, that 4%. All the others they go up to the next person who's qualified. That becomes breakage to the company. Our company, DAC, earns more if we don't pay that enroller bonus. So, hey, you don't want to get qualified? Cool, I keep 4%. No, I don't want that. So I'm spending the time today saying, get your fanny certified if you're not already, and tell your team to do it too. I don't want the 4% to go by you. And you go, well, I don't have any team doing any funding. So what if you have someone apply Monday and get funded? Now you're going, uh-oh. And what if you go, well, I'll have 4 days. Okay, well, what if they applied on the 30th of next month and they get funded that day? And you don't know because you're off doing something else during that time. And you're like, why didn't you tell me I had a funding? We did. You got an email that someone in your team, we give a personal enroll, we give an email to the customer getter. We don't give all the team, hey, there's someone in your team's got a funding application in right now. We send it to the broker and that's it. So we've had stories where had I known, I would have become a certified broker. And so I'm telling you right now why you have to, okay? So do that. But I'm going to go to the whiteboard because I want to show you one more thing. So you got three reasons so far. One, to be an example, two, and know the standards. Number two, to post it on social medias and all over to get some referrals, and it's an endorsement of you from us to you, third party. Three, you make 40% instead of 10%. Four, the fourth reason is enroller bonuses. You must be a certified broker by the end of the month to get paid on the 15th of the next month at the 4%, right? Okay, I'm gonna show you one more thing. Unmute the board. Okay, so number one reason is you want to go from 10% to 40%, right? Or more. It's 40 to 80% you get. But you want to at least have that. I'm going to go to this board here real quick. Actually, I can't. Wrong thing. So that's the first reason. It jumps from here to there, as I already mentioned. But now I also want to show one more thing to you. Do you know that on the 15th, I don't want you to look at all that, everybody. Ignore all that. I want to go to the whiteboard. I'm going to draw over here, and then we'll go over there. Do you know that on the 15th of the month, well, let's do it this way. Every funding, we'll just say this is a funding, produces bonus revenue. You're aware of this, right? Bonus revenue is about 7% of the average funding. You could do $100,000 funding. Nick was talking about all those deals on there today, 5 big deals. The average funding, average bonus revenue is about 7.2%. Sometimes a little lower, depends on what core rate they have and stuff. But let's just say it's 7%. So $100,000 funding, let's just call it 7,000 bonus revenue. You're making 10% or 40% to 80 on that, right? As the broker, you're making 10%. If you're a referral partner only, you're not certified. Sorry, you only get 10% of that. If you're certified, you get 40 minimum. I'm sorry about the shine there. You get 40 minimum, right? So that's the personal commission. So number one, you have personal commission. Number two, you have override spread. Do you know what override spread is? Override spread is the difference where you are on the ladder. The ladder goes from 40, actually goes from 10 to 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Somewhere in here you are based on number of clients you've gotten and how much bonus revenue. You're somewhere on here. You're either at 10 because you're not certified. Come on now. You'd only make $700 on this client. Or you're at 40, you're like, there I go. Now I made 2,800, right? Or maybe you're climbed up the ladder and you're at the 50% level because you've already gotten some clients in the past. Well, then you make 50% of that. What if you're at the 60% level? Cool, you're making 4,200 instead. So that's what you earn on your personal commission, 40 to 80%, right? If you're certified, 10% if you're not. You all following? Okay. But override spread is we pay 80% out on every funding this company does in override spread. Someone in the team is at 80%. On every funding, we're paying out 80% of that somewhere, plus more, I'll show you. So if you're at the 40% level, we pay you 40% of 7,000, which is 2,800. I'm sorry, 2,800 goes to the 40% level. But then we take that same 7,000 and say, who's at the 42.5% level? They get 2.5. Who's at the 45% level? They get another 2.5. Who's at the 47? They get another. Who's at the 50? And what we do is we look, here's the customer getter, but then there's a bunch of people in the agency above them. And let's say, I'm going to draw it over here because I see the flash. These are all the different people in the team, and this one gets the 40% of 7,000. But then we say this one's at the 50%, this one's at the 70, let's say, this one's at 75, and this one's at 80. These are all the people in the agency above. So 40% goes to this person. They made 2,800. Yeah, they're happy. Who's the person above them is at 50, so they're getting 10% override spread. They're at the 50% level. They're going to get the 10% difference of 7,000. They're getting 700. Are they happy? So here they made 2,800. They made 700. And then you're okay, well, this one's at 70%. They're going to get a 20% difference because this person got the 50, so they're at 70%, though. They're getting 20% of 7,000. They're getting $1,400. They may not even know this client, but they made $1,400. And now this one's going to get 5% of 7,000, $350. And this one's getting 5%, $350. So all these are paid on every funding. They're 80% is going somewhere, right? On every funding. It's how far up the ladder are you? And how much difference between you and your agency are you? Because if you're at the 60 and I'm at 40, you're getting 20% on all my clients. If you're at the 60 and I'm at 50, you're getting 10% on all my clients, right? And I can be 20 levels down below you. If you're at the 80 and everyone between me and you is at 50 or below, you're getting 30% minimum on all of them. Someone's capturing this. So if this is you and you're at 80 and you bring in someone new, you're at 80, you bring in a brand new person. What level are they at? 10. Until they become certified. Then they're at 40. So we'll just say they're at 40. You're the enroller on override spread. Let's say the same thing. Let's just say it's 6,000 bonus revenue. If I'm this guy and I have 6,000 bonus revenue, $80,000 funding, whatever, I'm making 40% of that 6,000. I made $2,400. Am I excited? Yeah, but you're at the 80% level. So what happens is the 40 went to me. I'm happy, but the 50, 60s, all these go to you because you're the person above me who's positioned for all of it. You get all 40%. So you'd get 40% on my client on that 6,000. You'd make 2,400 as well. Making sense? That's override spread. We pay that the same time we pay the funding. It's paid daily. So every day we pay those. There's no monthly cutoff on that. It's just where are you at? Now, for you to get the override spread, and this is not a replacement for the comp plan training. Watch that if you don't already know it. For you to get the override spread, you must be a qualified certified broker. That means you're certified and you've done at least $1,000 in bonus revenue in personal production in the last 6 months. So over the last 6 months, you've had to produce about 10,000 in funding because that'd be $1,000 in bonus revenue. It can be a renewal. It doesn't matter what it kind of could be, but you got to do $1,000 in bonus revenue in the last 6 months. Okay. So there's another way it can be your first 30 days, but it's impossible for you to get override spread in your first 30 days without getting a client because you'd be at the 40% level unless they're a referral partner. So you have to forget I said all that. Just delete it all. 1,000 points, $1,000 bonus revenue in the last 6 months. Okay. So that's always paid the day the client gets funded. We get paid, you get paid. It's not paid on the 15th of the month. These personal commissions and override spreads are paid every day. Every day they're paid, okay? But what's coming up is month end, and we do pay something on the 15th of every month. And that's what I want to talk about today. On the 15th of every month. So that's override spread. You know how that's paid. But now we have another payout that goes out. So you got personal commission here. You got override spread here. And then you got one more type of payout. It's called 5-level agency. What is that? In addition to both of those, we pay people you've personally enrolled. It's called your level 1 agency, personally enrolled, PE. We give you 4% of all bonus revenue they create forever, even if they pass you on the ladder. Because if you're at the 50% level and I'm at the 50%, you don't get an override spread on me anymore. We're both at 50, right? So as you climb the ladder, you may get to 52 before me, then you'll get 2.5% override on me. But if we're at the same level, because we both got the same amount of clients, you don't get an override spread on me anymore, unless you get more and go pass me up again. But we always pay you. And when you personally enroll, no matter what, as long as you're a certified broker, you get 4%. Did you just hear what I just said? No matter what, as long as you are a certified broker, you get 4%. So what does that mean? Well, if you introduce me, you have to be a certified broker by the end of this month to get paid on the 15th of next month, this 4%. So if you're not a certified broker right now, not only are you potentially missing out on going from 10 to 40% on a personal customer, but you're also missing out on level 1 pay. You're not eligible for it. You don't get level 1 pay unless you are a certified broker. It's not available to referral partners. So if we've got 4,000 plus brokers who are active but not certified, and many of them have teams, every one of them is at risk. If one of those team members gets a funding in January, they won't get the level 1 pay on February 15th because they're not certified. So you've got till the end of this calendar month to be certified to get this level 1 pay. You don't have to do it. You don't have to get customers. You are guaranteed this. Just be certified, and you'll be certified for a year. And if you retake the certification today, let's say you've been certified for 3 months already, and you go through and do it all again, it gives you another year. So you're certified for another year. So Go through it periodically. Don't wait till your expiration date. So what happens if someone funds? I'm going to give you a story. Let's say you introduce me, I introduce someone, and you introduce me, I'm level one. I introduce someone into the funding and they don't do anything. And I go, oh yeah, they're not ready to apply yet. And you're not certified. And next week on Friday, they apply and get funding. And it's a $400,000 funding. And it's $30,000 bonus revenue. You're going, that's awesome, David. You're making 40% of 30,000. I go, I know. And better yet, I help someone get 400 grand and I'm happy. They're happy. Everyone's happy. And you're like, great. What do I get anything on that? Because I told you about it. You get a moral victory. That's it, because you're not certified. You're not eligible to earn on your personal level. If you're certified, you would get 4% of that 30,000 bonus revenue. You'd make $2,800. So that may not happen. It's a pie in the sky story, but it has happened multiple times. Do you know that we had someone do an $800,000 funding and an enroller wasn't qualified to get the overrides? And we told them, get qualified. We told them, hey, there's a funding in. We're paying it on the 15th. You got to get your butt certified. And they ignored and ignored and ignored and missed out on a big check. We can't require it. We've got rules, right? So now there is going to be breakage. We know some of that won't get paid out. And we then pay it out more. If you add up everything we pay out, it's well over 100%. So you can see we count on a little breakage here, but you're here active, you're listening. Don't miss out on this. Just be eligible for it. All you got to do is take the 3-hour test. It helps you personally. It helps you have the standards. You can post it on your wall, be socially proofed. We're endorsing you. You get 40% now if someone gets a client instead of 10, and if you get a client and you get the level 4 in one level. Okay. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I got one more thing to talk about by month end, but you got this. You understand the value. One more thing. How do you get level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5 of your agency? Because I told you about that story, Jim, who's got a client applying and likely get a $300,000 funding, and he's enrolled by Tom. Well, Jim has already recruited someone who owns a POS company, a point of sale credit card processing company, who says, man, I can market this funding to all my clients. And he's got dozens of employees, and it's a big company. And he's like, I'm not going to go into a lot of stories they may be watching right now, but I'll just say there's a potential for a lot of clients. So you have me, Tom, Jim, and we'll just say broker, we'll just call it Bill. It's not Bill, but let's use Bill. Bill's trying to get clients. If Bill gets clients, Bill's certified already. Joined 2 days ago. He's already certified. His name's not Bill, but he gets certified. It's a company name. I'm not going to say what it is, but they get certified and they get a client. They're going to make 40%, right? Yep. Knowing what you learned. Jim's certified. He got certified yesterday. Started 2 days ago. He's already certified and has it certified. If he gets, will he get 4% then? Yeah. He'll get 4% level 1 on the 15th because he's already certified. So we already showed that. You get paid on your level 1 as long as you're certified. He's already certified. He gets this. But if Bill gets a client, Bill's on what level to Tom? 1, 2. Second level. Does Tom automatically earn? Now, Tom's got override spreads. So Tom would get some override spreads. But will he get level 2 pay in the 5-level payout? Because we pay 2%, 2%, 2%, 2% through 5 levels. So you got 4, 2, 2, 2, 2 on every funding in your 5-level team. Well, how do you qualify? So you don't worry about if you get cut out in the override spread. If they all pass you, they're all better than you. You have 100 agents and they're all at the 80% level. And you're like, man, I'm at 70 and they're all at 70 or higher. I don't get override spreads on them anymore. Well, they're producing a lot of volume. You've got this. You're still getting 4 on anyone you personally enrolled and 2 on all these. But you got to qualify for it. How do you qualify? What's another month end thing? Something we look at every month. The comp plan details have this, but because we've got our month end coming up in a week, I wanted to show you this. how you get qualified on level one? Do you remember? I'll say it out loud. How do you get qualified on level one? What do you have to do to get level one paid 4%? What do you have to do? What is it? Get certified. That's right. That's it. Just get certified. If you're already certified, good for you. Stay certified and you get that 4% forever. You have 100 brokers and they get $1 million in bonus revenue. You get paid 4% of it no matter what, even if you never get a client, because you're certified, stay certified no matter what, forever in life. Just keep getting certified every year and you're making that 4% level one. You never, ever, when would you get cut out of it? Never. As long as you don't violate our rules and lose your company, you forever have a business that you make 4%. But how do you get level two? Do you know from the comp plan? All you have to do you have to get a certain amount of funding? Nope. Override spreads, you do. You want to make override spreads, you got to keep getting fundings to get override spreads. But for this 5-level pay, do you have to get clients? Nope. What must you do? All you have to do to get level two is personally enroll 3 certified brokers. 3 personal enroll brokers is you. If you enroll 3 certified brokers, and they're certified and qualified. So here's, you got to pay attention to this. It's in the comp plan details. So it may be a little tricky for you to remember this. So I've got it written here. You need 3 QCBs. I've got it. Oh, I'm turning my computer. I'm not turning the camera. Sorry. You need 3 QCBs to get your second level pay. 3 QCBs. That said, what's a QCB? It's a certified broker plus they've done 1,000 in the last 6 months, or it's their last 30 days. So certified broker, and this is in the comp plan details. If you want to take this out and read it, you can get the comp plan details right here. There's a chart, there's videos online. This is not a comp plan training, but by the end of the month, we're going to look at this. So Tom, as an example, if this person gets a client and Tom does not have 3 personally enrolled, qualified, certified brokers, he doesn't get paid level 2. He only gets override spreads. And is he positioned with those? I don't know. Depends on how many clients he's got. So if you want to get level 2, how many personally enrolled QCBs do you want? 3 minimum. 3 gets you second level. Well, what about third level? So you need 3 QCBs. They're not just certified, they're qualified too, meaning they've gotten $1,000 in bonus revenue in the last 6 months, or it's their first 30 days. So if you recruit 3 brand new people this week and all 3 of them get certified by the end of the month, do you have 3 QCBs? Yes. Next month goes by, it's day 50. None of them gotten any clients. They're no longer QCBs. Why? Because their 30 days is up. They're certified brokers, but they're no longer a QCB because it's no longer their first 30 days. You'd have to recruit 3 new ones or just help them get clients. And if they get $1,000 in bonus revenue, then they're qualified for 6 months, right? So you want people getting clients, or they got to be new, or they don't count as a QCB. Getting clients, or they got to be new, certified, or they don't count as a QCB for you. So you always want to be adding new agents, new brokers to your agency. You always want to be adding new brokers. And you want to make sure you've got 3 of them at least by the end of the month if you want level 2 pay. What about level 3 pay? 6. 6 QCBs to get level 3. How do you get level 4? 10 QCBs. And how do you get level 5? 20 QCBs. Now keep in mind, you're automatically already getting personal commissions. You're automatically getting override spreads. If you've gotten clients, you're up at 50 and they're at 40. You don't have to get level 2, 3, 4, 5. You're getting 10% override on them. But if you want this, which is extra free money, we qualify you on the last day of the month. That's when we look. The last day of the month we look and we say, okay, Ellen Wynn, how many frontline personally enrolled QCBs does she have? We know she's getting great override spreads and all that, but how much are we going to pay here? How many on her second level brokers? What is she going to get? What about her third? What about her fourth? Is she qualified for 5? Does she have 20 personally enrolled QCBs? Does she have 10 personally enrolled? Does she have 6? Does she have 3? And if not, we just move this up. Okay, we'll pay her on her level 2 and her person enrolled only because she's only got 3. Now she's got more than 3, but I'm just giving an example of how this computer does this. So if you've got, as you have a more flourishing organization, all you got to do is maintain this, and no matter what, you already get 5, no matter what, on a brokerage of 5 referral groups deep, you're getting paid 2% minimum, which is amazingly high, not counting just your override spreads and personal commission. So we reward you for personally enrolling people who are good brokers. If they're qualified because they did 1,000 in the last 6 months, good for you. If they haven't done 1,000, they need to be new first 30 days, or they don't count as a QCB. So this right here is what you're looking for to be in phase 1. You want to have a certain number of personally enrolled people who it's either they're certified and it's their first 30 days, or they're certified and they've done $1,000 in the last 6 months. When you have 20 of those, I look at some of the real estate companies out there. You need 20 people who are paying $100 a month. You need 20 people who got licensed. You need 20 people who are producing a certain amount of home sales every year. Very expensive, and you need 20 of them. You don't have to, but if you do, you get paid. We're very similar, but the difference is all they got to do is $1,000 in bonus revenue in the last 6 months, or we even count them for the first 30 days. So if you fell to 18, you only got 18 who've gotten clients in the last 30 days, and you want to be qualified for level 5, by the end of the month, just refer 2 brand new brokers, help them get certified. Now you're at 20 again because it's their first 30 days. If you want to get paid level 3 because there's some clients who are you got people who are going to get clients there next week, and you want to make sure on the 15th of the next month you get paid on 3 levels, no problem. Between now and the end of the month, just refer 6 people, help them all get certified, and you will have 6 qualified certified brokers because they're all certified and it's their first 30 days. Now, next month, if they don't get clients, you're going to have to get some more new ones because they only count as, QCB for the first 30 days, right? So then they have to get clients to count as a QCB. So what you want is 20 strong brokers who are producing clients at least every month or every 2 months, heck, even every 6 months. If you have 20 who produce every 6 months, you're going to have 20 qualified certified brokers. And then you may have to get some new ones yourself. So when you see people on this list saying, oh, they got 3 people last week who joined as brokers, well, how many of them became certified? If all 3, well, they're already qualified for level 2. They got 3 brand new people who became certified. They already got, or they got 6 now. They're already qualified for 3 levels. On the 15th of next month, when we go back and look at every funding we've done this month, we go, okay, here's a funding. Who's the enroller? They get 4% if they're a certified broker. Who's the person above them? They get 2 if they're qualified. If that goes, what about the person above that? And what we do, I'm not going to get, this will be a little complex, but I'm just going to say this. The company doesn't keep those 2%. So if I'm on your second level and you're just not qualified, or you're on my second level and I'm not qualified, you're on my second level and I don't have my 3, the 2%, even though it doesn't get paid to me, they say, no problem. Who's the first person above David that has 3? We're going to give them the 2%. It's called compression. We move it up to summa. We want to pay these out every time. We want to pay them out. So this 2% says, who's the first person who does have 3? If David doesn't, oh, right here, Wade, we're going to give Wade this 2%. And then this 2%, we're going to look for the first person with 6. Wade can't get it. He's got the level 2. We'll look up. Oh, there's David. He gets 2%. And so this compresses. It goes to the person in the team above. All right. So I know this is a lot of details. So if you're overwhelmed, you don't have to be good at math. The computer does all this. This is your takeaway. This is your takeaway. When we caution you and say, be certified by the end of the month, we know it will cost you if you're not. Potentially, either because you'll only make 10% amount of funding instead of 40, number 1, or number 2, you won't get the 4% level 1 pay, which happens a lot in our company because we have thousands who aren't certified. So as much as we tell them in emails, as much as we tell them, send out reminders, as much as I'm doing it right here with still 10 days left in the month, there's 7 days left in the month. There will be a lot of people who don't get certified by all it is 3 hours of training. They won't get certified by the 31st of January. And on the 15th of February, we'll pay it out. And there'll be people who don't get the 4% because they didn't get certified. Don't be one of them. And don't let your team be one of them. A lot of time I'm spending, I know. So get yourself certified. And then if you want to get paid level 2, which you want to be, go refer 3 new people, help them get certified. You want to get paid through 2 levels, get 6. If you already have 4, cool. You only need 2 more. And by the way, all this activity helps you in the contest. All this activity is phase 1. This is what we want you all doing anyway, right? This is what if you do these things, have personally enrolled QCBs, you're making good money. That's why we have a requirement, because we want productive brokers benefiting most. And by them being productive, they benefit most. They make more money for themselves too, because they're generating volume. So all this is an orchestra, if you will. We've got all the moving parts. The contest is going to be fueling the moving parts that make you more money. If you only have 10 people trying to win the contest, you'll make some money. If you have 100, you got 100 people in phase 1. If you only have 1, so between now and the end of the month, we're already tracking it. We're already tracking it. For your protection, get as many personally enrolled QCBs as you can. If you have 6, 10, 20, whatever, however many you can personally enroll, they're all going to help you in the contest, and they all position you to get paid more, because the people you refer are going to refer people. And so are they. You can't stop that. You won't stop your team from growing in depth. You won't stop it. Once you enroll personal level, you're going to have a second generation, and then a third and a fourth and a fifth. You're going to have it. We just want you to get paid on all of it. So keep getting clients to climb the override spread ladder, and keep personally enrolling QCBs so you can get paid through 5 levels here. Remember, we look at the end of the month. So you got plenty of time to get your 6 by the end of the month, get your 10 by the end of the month, even get your 20. Depends on where you're at. All right. So I know we've gone long, and I know we've talked about a lot, but I want you to understand the value of why you need to be qualified, so that you can't say, oh, I didn't know. The comp plan training goes through this in detail. But we got 8 days, so I want you to see it. All right, let's go. I'm going to blur the background so you're not stuck with that anymore. And at that point, I'm going to now see if there's anyone who has any questions or comments for us.
You guys can go ahead and raise your hand, and then we'll call on you from there.
And by the way, I'm going to switch my camera. Thank you, McGuire, because I was just told my phone's down to 4% battery. So I'm going to switch my camera. It won't be as pretty, but
While you're doing that, we got Precious. Go ahead, Precious.
Hello, happy Friday, everyone, DAC family. I wanted to first of all thank Nick for the huddle, and um Mr. David, all
yes.
all the information that you just went over. I appreciate it. I appreciate you mentioning that I can go back and get certified. I didn't have to wait. So I plan on doing that this weekend, just to go back over the information again. Um,
And get you qualified for another year, because you're already
yep,
certified. Yeah. Right
get me qualified for another year, and then I plan on reaching out to some new brokers and some existing people that I have that didn't get certified. So
Amen.
thank you
Beautiful.
for.
Have them watch this video. Have them watch the broker update call.
Oh yeah, and thank you earlier on that social media for letting me know that I can kind of do like a side by side and not be the person explaining.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what I'm trying to get. I don't want to say the wrong thing, or
Yeah.
so being able to have your voice is good. Thank you, David,
Good
McGuire,
deal.
and Nick. Thank
Throw
you.
Nick out there, McGuire. Absolutely. Good
Appreciate you,
stuff. Thank
Precious, as
you.
always. Yep, we have Valerie. Go ahead, Valerie.
So, and you want to show me their statements for what they've been doing prior to you. Okay. Okay, I just want to.
Valerie, you're live. I don't know if you know it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let me call you back. Let me call you back. Let me call you back. I'm talking to him now. Hi, y'all.
Unmute him, McGuire. Okay, go ahead. Sorry,
There you
Valerie. I
go.
Thank
didn't know if
you.
you
I
knew
was
you were
actually
live.
chatting with someone now that's looking for funding.
Oh, good, good.
I was trying to get an understanding of what he's trying to do. So he's purchasing two fitness centers on Monday. He's already got the money to purchase them, and he's going to be looking for working capital to, get more equipment and stuff. So I asked him, can he send me bank statements? So he wants to know if he should send bank statements of theirs to show what they've been doing, or his bank statements. Is that
Yeah,
something you can even do?
yeah. So, is he acquiring their company where he's going to keep the same name and same bank accounts, or is
Yes.
he switching?
He's acquiring the company.
Okay, so if he's gonna like, let's say it's ABC Corp or Jim Corp, and it's
Hmm.
got shareholders, and he's just going to become the 100% shareholder, and the company bank accounts are going to keep going, nothing's going to change. He's just a shareholder, becomes a signer on the account. Then it's not a new company; it's an existing company with new shareholders. He's still going to want to use that bank account that's already been open for 2 years, whatever. If he's like, no, I'm going to start using my own bank account, well, now you run into issues because it's
Right.
like a new company, right?
Right. Okay.
So if he is acquiring a C Corp, where they're going to keep everything in the current name, same tax ID, everything's the same, just changing shareholders, then it's as if he's been an owner all along.
Okay.
But sometimes when they find out it's a new owner, that causes high risk. So it's not always just cut and dry.
Mhm.
But the answer to the question is since he's already going to be an owner, once he's an owner, then he should apply with all the current bank accounts rather than new ones.
Got it. Okay.
And they
Thank
may say, we got to see proof of ownership.
you.
He's a
Mhm.
new owner. That could cause some lenders to say, don't want to touch it. He may
Okay.
not continue the revenue as well, or did
Mhm.
the other manager stay on? There's different risks, but they'll consider it still.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
So I know he already has a location in his name now. So if that's the case, we might just have to use that one.
Oh, well, he could at least apply under that one. Yes.
Right. Okay.
If he's like, no, I'm going to acquire those and they're all going to come under my umbrella, then it
Mhm.
would just take some seasoning time. We need
Right.
to see the deposits going into that new bank account, his bank account for 90 days, if he wants to count all that revenue as his now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Otherwise, it's their revenue.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, also, I had a new rep that joined under me yesterday.
Congratulations, new broker and a potential client, and you're taking good care of them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stuff, Valerie.
Great
Thank you.
job.
Thank you. We have Carlo. Go ahead, Carlo.
Hey, good afternoon to everyone. I'm fairly new here. I just learned about this yesterday, and
And
yeah, and
you
I
just saw
already
this
take
comp plan stuff.
yeah, and I'm already taking the broker's account. And by the way, thank you to Alvin, Alvin Slaughter. He's the one that uh introduced me to DAC, and so for my question would be, how about if I'm doing partnership with another broker? So how does it work?
Yeah. Well, because these are business entities, Carlo, and by the way, welcome aboard. Welcome.
Thank
Glad
you.
to have you part of the team and glad you're willing to ask questions right away. Get yourself certified if you haven't already. I think we've made that pretty clear, right? But
Yep.
um, and so because it's a business entity, it's up to you. If you want to have one position, you two are 50-50 partners in, and it's ABC funding and it's you and someone else, and you run it all through one position, we pay that position the money. In that position, if you got a shareholder agreement or stock agreement, you split the money, whatever your agreement says. Someone owns 80%, someone 20 or 50-50, whatever. Um,
Okay.
so that's one way. What a lot of people do though is they'll have one person enrolled, let's say yourself, and let's say you had a partner, and you said,
Hmm.
and let's say their name is Lisa, and you say, Lisa, we're going to enroll you under Carlo, under me, and we're going to be partners in this, but we're going to build your position, Lisa. And we'll also build mine, but now we're getting enroller pay and we're getting personal commission on Lisa's funding.
Mm,
So you
I
make a little
see.
bit more, but now you got two positions to maintain qualifications for.
Got it.
We say is if it's a real partnership already existing, just sign up as a partnership and build it as a partnership. Because you can only have one position, you can't have two. But if it's not a real partnership, but you just want to team up with someone, you
Hmm.
want to, we want to do this
That's
together.
another option. Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, then I would go the one enrolling the other, and you support each other. And the person who found of it first, they're the enroller of the other one. But
Got it.
you can still enroll people and place them under that person. You help each other out, basically.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'd be happy to explore unique situations if you ever want to talk about it. We've
Will
seen
do.
all different type of situations.
Will do. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Welcome aboard.
God
Thank
bless.
you, Carlo. That's all we have as far as hands, and we've done a good job with the chat. So looks like we're clean and clear to go.
Okay, I got 2 testimonials, and I'd love to hear if there's anyone else got a testimonial. First testimonial, I got my first referral from the social media stuff that we're doing. Second thing is, if you're doing social media on your new page, share it on your personal page. I'm learning that because I've got a lot of, well, I'm at the 5,000. Facebook allows 5,000 friends. I'm at the 5,000 friends personally, but all my Facebook page that I'm working on, my new funding page is brand new. I have nobody. I have like 30 followers, something like that. So I'm using that feverishly. I'm leading with that. But I just talked to the team today and they said, yes, share that on your regular page. Good point. So if you're working on your new DAC funding broker, Milford, Michigan, whatever you type there, share it on your personal page too. Whatever video you post there, share that post to your personal page too. And it'll start letting your team, your friends know, oh, you got this other page. Or they'll be turned on by it and they'll sign up for it or follow it, right? Because they like your business advice, whatever it is. So that's the second test. First testimonial is I've already gotten a referral. Second testimonial is or not testimonial, but story is share there. And the third testimonial is yesterday I was with Mark. Mark might be on right now, Mark Adams. We were doing a game plan, just meet and greet at a coffee shop in Milford, Michigan. And in walked a business owner from next door. And we just had a little discussion. And the discussion was a prompt. Learn how to prompt. Like Nick talked about today and Matt talked about yesterday, and or actually yesterday was McGuire, and then Matt was the day before, and or Ellen. I'm getting all this schedule messed up, but long and short of it is a prompt is a boom, a mind blower. It actually creates an imagination. So when we say, "Who do you know that owns a gym?" You start imagining. I don't know anyone. Who do you know that works out at a gym? Oh, I know Joe, man. He works out every day, has for years. Okay, well, ask Joe to refer you to his owner. So a prompt creates an imagination. Well, guess what business owners need? Applause and prompting. Applause and prompting, encourage and prompt. If you can encourage and prompt, you're a local leader. You're a great connector in your town because encourage, hey, just wanted to say thanks for being a business owner in town. Appreciate it. I know sometimes it can be rough, and we just appreciate, I know the roller coaster, and thanks for being here because I love having a health food store right here in town. Thank you. By the way, prompt. Have you ever thought about setting up auto ship out of your office instead of just having retail? You ever thought about selling? Because we buy your product and we run out of it, and sometimes it's easier just to order on Amazon than to drive all the way into town in order that. But have you ever thought about an auto ship? Bing, boom, ding. And all of a sudden, there's a discussion. So Mark and I are talking, and she's thinking about, yeah, I'd love to talk to you about it because I could help you get that set up, and and I know we could fund it. And then we go back to our meeting, Mark and I. What happens, Mark? If you're listening, she comes running back in, not running, but walking back in pretty fast. Can I interrupt? I'm sorry. Do you mind if I interrupt a few minutes and ask the follow-up question? Her prime is prompt. She's prompted. She's like, yeah, we definitely need to get together. I want to talk to you about this auto ship. I want to man, what this could be for my business, what it could do for my sales. And we're like, yeah, it sets a baseline of revenue. You got a certain amount of revenue every month just from all your subscribers already. And if no one comes into your store, you still have sales. Yeah. Oh yeah, it would help me offset the Amazon loss. And yeah, prompting, a simple prompting. Have you ever thought about auto shipping your wellness products to your customers, setting that up? What kind of prompts exist for every business out there? There's a prompt. It doesn't matter what the business is. If it's a coffee shop, have you ever thought about a coffee of the month subscription? What? Yeah. Could you imagine? Huh. Have you ever thought about adding a patio on? Have you ever thought about adding on frozen yogurt machine, if they're an ice cream machine. Do you know the margins on frozen yogurt are so much more than ice cream? Did you know that? So ask chat, what are some good prompts for a type of business? Just have some fun. Say, be my business strategy partner to chat. And I'm going to talk to a real estate, landscape company. What are some good prompts that I should ask them? They might get their mind imagining what they could do. Have you ever thought about partnering up with a hardscape company because you don't have the equipment for hardscape? Have you ever thought about partnering with one and not necessarily being it, but partnering with someone who does? Ah, yeah. And then they could use you for certain work. You could use them, and maybe you could slowly move into hardscape on your own. Just whatever the prompt is, it doesn't matter. It gets them imagining. You're thinking like they have to think as a business owner. Cost cutting. So I'll give you one more prompt that I had of a business friend who owned a pizza shop, and he had a brick oven pizza. And brick oven pizzas are great. They taste great. They're horrible for profitability because it takes you 20 minutes to make a pizza or 10 minutes to make a pizza, and you can only make 2 or 3 at a time. So if you got a line in your building, you're waiting for pizzas, they're all getting frustrated. It's like an hour and a half turnaround to get a pizza because there's already a log jam of the oven. So you need another big oven or you're in trouble. But you know those conveyor belt pizzas, they make them now with a fire grilled bottom, and you can make one pizza every 7 minutes, and it's a conveyor belt, and you can literally kick out 100 pizzas in an hour. If you got a double conveyor belt, they stack, and you can kick out stone fire. There's brick, it's hot, it just goes over it quicker and does it quicker, and you can do that, and you can buy one of those for like 20 grand, and you don't have a bottleneck. Have you ever thought about going to the conveyor belt stone fired pizzas? Have you ever thought about that for your business? That'll get, what's your biggest problem in your business? How can we help you? What's the cost of not having that? People leaving because they know it takes an hour to get a pizza. Your restaurant's packed and you can't turn the tables every hour because it takes 2 hours. They're going to be there for 2 hours. So you only get one bill for 2 hours at that table. A table is like a real estate office. It's like a rental property. How many times can I flip that table in a day is how much money I'm earning, what my average ticket is, and how many times I can cycle through customers. If you're not thinking about you don't have to think about these things, but the moment you do, you start thinking, wow, I could help a business just by turning around their pizza cooking time. I could help a business just by helping them get on auto ship. I could help a business by introducing them to someone who does delivery. I could help. Just start thinking, have some fun with it. Think of some prompts. So encourage and prompt, encourage and prompt. And if you don't know of a prompt, at least encourage. Great job. Great stuff. Love your new place. Love the new signage. That poster on your front window. I was driving by, saw it. I just want to tell you, spot on. It caught my eye. It was really good. I like it. Keep up the great work. Thanks for being in our town. Encourage and prompt. I see someone's hand going up. Sorry.
Great stuff. No, good stuff. We have Suzanne, her hand went up. Go ahead, Suzanne.
Thank you. So I had first of all, thank y'all for all the information. I mean, it's every time I'm on here, I just get so energized. It's so amazing at the opportunity to just be part of this company. Thank you, all of y'all.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then I wanted to give a little bit of a testimonial. So I'm down here in the South. We're all stressed out that it may actually get an inch of snow or ice or something, because we won't be going out for a week with that.
Right.
But so Wednesday night I help up at church and we were talking about, are we going to have church? Is it going to be closed? What about the businesses? And one of the girls is like, oh, mine never closes. I'll be going in. And I said, well, what do you do? And she goes, well, I work with a bank. I was like, oh, okay. And then she said she works with Regions Bank. And I said, what branch? Because that's one of the banks I use. And she is the manager of my branch.
Come on now.
I know. And I said, I used to know the manager, but I don't go in as often. I just drive through.
Yeah. Sure.
So we're talking and I said, oh, since you're the manager of the branch, do you ever do any business lending? And she goes, I work with business owners all the time. And I said, fun fact. What my business is, I come alongside banks when they can't help their clients get a loan. And I work with a company that we can come alongside you and help with that funding. Really? And then she told me this. She said, Regions just bought a company, Ascentium. which you may be familiar with. I don't know. But what they do is business funding. She said, because we were losing a lot of business and this will help us. It's just a one-page application. And she said, but they still have to be in business
Collateral.
2 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, oh, I said, well, we go down to 4 months in business. We need 3 months of bank statements. And she goes, well, what about credit rating? I was like, well, I think we go down as low as 580. We prefer higher, but for some companies we'll do that. So we're chatting and she goes, okay, you need to come see me. I have a restaurant. I know the restaurant. It's very well known in town. She goes, they want to expand. They need some funding, but their credit score is like 540. They do $1 million a year. They used to do 3. They had to change locations anyway. And she said, but I think I could definitely recommend you to them, and told me who I would need to talk to and all of that. And I said, well, I won't come during Snowmageddon. And she said, no. And she's like, I know I've got some other people that you could probably help. So, she obviously already trusts me because I work in the children's department. We go to the same church, even though it's our first time talking. But it was just talking about
That's
the weather
awesome.
and ended up, yeah. So I was like, cool. You never know.
That's and for certain, if you don't have the conversations, you won't have any possibilities. And when you do, they many times become possibilities. So great work. The fact that you knew the stuff, you knew the answers. By the way, we go down to 550. And as Wade told me this morning, if they've got that kind of revenue, the FICO score doesn't really get looked at. It's unless they've got defaults on our type of funding or some criminal stuff. A business owner sometimes can put themselves through some rough stuff, but just 550 is the bottom line we tell people, but we've done deals in the 490s and 500s because they have such a good revenue-based business. And if you ever want me to talk to that bank manager with you, I'd be happy to. But it sounds like you've already got a tremendous relationship with her. And because of that, she's already telling you about a client. And I love how comfortable you're, very neighborly, very trustworthy. And so I think that it won't be the first client. It will be the first, but it won't be the last. It'll be the first.
I'm excited because I was like, wow. And then if I help her, maybe she'll put me to some other bank managers that, who knows?
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, that's right. That's how it works. Well, good job. Thank you for keeping your hand up so long while I was on my rant. I see another hand went up.
Yep, we have Cheryl. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Thank you. This has been such a great call, but I have a testimonial. So
Great.
yesterday, as we were preparing for 40 below zero weather I'm in Northwest Indiana. I was in Portage yesterday and I saw a business owner, a gym owner. He's been in business for 30 years, but he was looking for an employee. I'm connected with college students, so I thought, well, let me pay him a visit. Prior to the visit, I sent our brochure, introduced myself, but I just dropped in and just said, hey, I see that you're looking for employees. Like, who are you looking for? And so I let them know that I could be a resource to the schools for advanced students who need that real work experience to lift the load. So he's having problems finding someone. And it was just exciting because I love being out and about in the community. And the cool thing is, I always go with the notion of use what you got. And when I was speaking to him, I said, well, I used to be a receptionist at Gold's Gym and I used to do group fitness. So it's what you guys always preach. Be personable. And also, when you think you don't have enough, think about, did you work out? Did you have this experience or a friend? And so his guard was totally let down. I didn't talk about funding, but I just said, well, hey, I'm going to connect you because I see that you're passionate. And the very cool thing is that he was a believer. So we were able to talk about that as well. So just exciting.
Well,
so just wanted to give that.
No, appreciate the testimonial and the feedback. And that's the good news, everybody, as we get out and share. We're going to come across great stories. They don't all go well. meaning we can't fund everybody and not everybody wants to get funded or not everyone should get funding. But you're going to break through a lot of people. We're helping a lot of people override a cost that they're incurring without the money. We're helping them. And we're also going to help them do things they wouldn't otherwise be able to do, cut costs they're otherwise paying, and it's going to help improve your town. So I've got a meeting with a bank manager today. I just texted them. That's what I was doing. I apologize. This ran longer, so I let them know I'm running a few minutes behind. So I've got to go. So McGuire, I'm going to flip this over to you. I think we're done. We are done,
We are
right?
done. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna head out, but you've got the host anyway. But guys, everybody, let's do it by the end of the month. Next Friday, big contest incentive. Get out there and follow the prompt for